least one more here. Sexton's ride last week, was it, and Tom, I'll start with you this time, but Coach, then we'll go to you. Was that a flash? Yeah. Was that a flash in the pan ride that doesn't happen if Jet doesn't go down last week?
I don't know that he knew where Jet was before he started hauling ass.
Okay.
Right? Now the thing is about everyone's talking about this miraculous ride from last week, and it was really good. But he was very consistent. So whereas guys were like his gap off the leader for most of the race was, I think it was 22 seconds.
Yeah.
And then he turned it up toward the end. But everyone else was kind of doing their thing, shuffling back while he was consistently going fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got that fuck you energy toward the end and sent it, right?
Yep.
The flash in the pan, I don't think so. I think that in my opinion, with Chase, it's very confidence-based.
Okay.
And that's good and bad. That's good when he's mad or when he's confident, because he can go out there and try to kill you on your way by, right?
Yep.
But also when he's intimidated or when he feels that someone else has the advantage, it costs him.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
Head case is what you're saying.
I mean, you could say that, but it's everybody.
Okay. Coach, your thoughts on that flash in the pan ride last week, and does that ride happen if Jet doesn't go down?
I think that ride would happen. I think Chase is the type of guy, he does race the track. We could kind of spitball all day long. He's super motivated because he saw Jet laying wadded up. I would think so for sure. But to Tom's point, I don't think at that point it's like just race the track, go forward. That's a big gap because if you saw that kind of a wreck, you knew he wasn't just going to bounce back up the way that Deegan did after his helicopter ride. I mean, that was a straight digger.
Yeah.
Between G'ing out the bike, and then you can see he got slapped off the bike. You may not be watching it specifically in 4th or 5th place behind him, but you knew that was but to Tom's point, I think that's what we know Sexton's capable of. I think it goes back to what we said earlier. They're finally giving Sexton what he wants, and Trav, you and Justin have spoken a lot about this. No secret that they're using other companies to put suspension on the bike, and the results are looking better.
TCD Racing.
Some of my good friends.
Weekend. Yeah. So I think, to Tom's point, I think that will be what we see from Sexton going forward. But here's the exciting part. If we continue to see what Hunter and Jet did this weekend moving forward, because quote unquote small but significant in transitions they made to the bike, those two guys that are by far more comfortable than Paula, now we're moving into the next round at the same time Sexton's on. Because Sexton was riding good this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He rode good that second
moto. I'm
moto.
Sure I've seen it from different where, like one where he hits that inside and it looks like he was going to jump the lane away and he just kind of, it just doesn't work. That would have been beautiful. It had worked.
It was
if you
awesome
watch that
looking.
In slow motion, he jumps that. And if he could land in that rut and then just completely carry his momentum, everyone would be like, oh my gosh, that would be like the replay of the week on SportsCenter,
Yeah.
No, I think Sexton's exactly where everybody would be. And it's no secret that he's worked extremely hard to get that bike to where he's comfortable. I think it's interesting that he's comfortable on the settings that Webb wanted last year, but that's another story for another day. I think we're in for a hell of a summer. Do we see Sexton and Tomac? No, I think you're going to see walk the dog. I think the spoiler is going to be between Hunter and Sexton for the rest of the summer. I was kind of hoping a little bit more for Jason Anderson, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to step up to that next rung. So that's why I think it's going to be the Chase, Jet, and Hunter show going through the summer.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so my personal opinion, and everybody's going to say this is just me just being a Jet homer, and I kind of talked about this on my show last week. I don't think Chase's ride happens last week if Jet doesn't go down. If Jet doesn't go down in that first moto where Chase wins, I don't believe that Chase has the confidence to do what he did in the second moto. So I think we're talking completely differently here if Jet didn't have happened. Now I know that's all ifs, ands, whats, or buts, and it did. But I was honestly shocked yesterday at the way Chase rode yesterday, especially in that first moto where it's like he just didn't do anything. Like, he didn't get a great start. He was like 5 to 10. I don't remember exactly where. And then he just didn't move. He, got 5th, 6th place there, and like that was it. That was it. And I would have thought with the way he rode last week and all the confidence he had, now he's got the red plate and all this shit, which, by the way, let me just side note real quick, that purple, yellow, and red, oh my God, talk about a boner. Oh God, on that Honda, that purple background, yellow number, red bike, oh God, just hard as morning wood, Anyway, but I thought with the confidence Chase had coming in that he was going to really give these guys a run for their money yesterday, and he just didn't. And then to hit the ground, I think both motos, right? Because he crashed first moto and then he crashed second moto too. It was just like, wow, what a dud of a day. And like, he rode better that second moto, but the first one was just such a dud. I was just like, I don't understand.
So you think that Chase's ride last week was an opportunity? It was the opportunity that was the catalyst for his performance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like I said, I think if Jet wins that first moto and Sexton even gets up and finishes second like he has been or whatever, which could have happened, I don't think you see that heroic 40 to first ride in the second moto. I think he goes down, and I think he gets back inside the top 5, but I think that's all you see. And then again, I think you're looking at Jet doing possibly another 1-1, maybe a 1-2, whatever, depending upon what Hunter does. And like, we're in a completely different boat than we are now. So I don't know. That was a bit of a letdown there with how he performed yesterday, thinking of how this could go with the confidence he had and the way the ride went and the points lead and everything. So, but anyway, moving on to some 250 stuff.